Toronto, Danforth! What a wonderful night to welcome you all here onto the traditional territories of the Anishinaabe, the Mississauga, the Haudenosaunee, the Wendat, and the Chippewa, who are stewards of this beautiful land on which our city sits. Thank you so much. I am fired up. I think all these guys are fired up too. Can we hear it? Now look, this is the last stretch and we are excited, we are energized because we know that when we see the cost of housing skyrocketing, that there is a party that is out here fighting for regular people, for keeping the cost of housing. That is the NDP. And when you go to the grocery store and the bill goes up and up and up, we know that there is only one party fighting to put a cap on groceries, to take tax off essential goods. That is the NDP. Yes. And when Trump comes for our country and for everything that makes Canada, Canada, there is only one party that is fighting for regular people, for the working and middle class, for everyday families. That is the NDP. Yeah. NDP, 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 NDP. Woo! And so it is my great pleasure to invite our leader, Jagmeet Singh.
Awesome. Clare Hacksel, everybody! Yes, that's awesome. Thank you, thank you. Well, you can tell, I mean, Clare knows how to rock the mic, and she's going to be someone that's going to fight for you in Ottawa. So make some more noise for Clare Hacksel. First of all, thank you so much for being here, and thank you to all the volunteers, all the candidates, everybody that's working so hard in the campaign. You are a movement. You are what drives us. Thank you for being here. Give yourselves a round of applause. Now, we know that a lot of Canadians are worried right now. This is a tough time, right? We're faced with a lot of challenges. People are worried about Donald Trump and the threats to our country, worried about the trade war, worried about maybe losing their jobs, worried about the cost of living that's already so expensive, getting even more expensive. And so for folks that are worried, we got a couple of things we want to say. First off, we are never going to be the 51st state. Not now, not ever. We're going to fight back. Now, in this election, people are trying to say, well, who's going to take care of me and my family? Now, luckily, people have taken a good look at Pierre Poilievre and the Conservatives and said their plan to cut everything, to cut health care, to cut dental care, to cut child care, to cut the things that people need, bad plan. It's not going to work for me. It's not going to work for my family. It's not going to work for this country. And so people are rejecting the Conservatives, which is a good thing. It's good to see that. And then people are saying, okay, well, what are the other options? And people are looking at Mark Carney saying, wait a second, hold up. This doesn't seem like the best idea for me. And we're looking and seeing more and more examples of why he's not the right guy for people here in Toronto, for people here in Danforth, Toronto, Danforth, certainly not the right guy. Because if you look at his track record, he has made it his job to make profits. Listen, I have no idea what you're saying, but we'll come chat with you afterwards, man, if you want to have a chat. NDP. Woo! Appreciate you all. Thank you. Listen, we gotta let people know a couple of things. Mark Carney basically made profit off the backs of people in the housing crisis. He's not gonna, right? When he was the head of Brookfield Investments, the chair of this huge corporation, they bought up affordable homes on purpose, bought those homes, and jacked up the rent, kicked out the tenants, and made profits. So is Mark Carney really the guy that's going to solve the housing crisis? No. Also, he's told us his plan. He's released his campaign platform and said very clearly that he's going to cut $28 billion in healthcare services. Does that sound like the right idea? No, we need to invest in our healthcare. We need to defend it. When we think about what makes Canada Canada, universal public healthcare makes Canada Canada. That's right. So we can't let Mark Carney have all the power, because we know what happens when Liberals have all the power. They use that power to help those at the very top, and they ignore everyday people. They let working people off to the side. They neglect the people that actually need someone to stand up for them. So we can't let Mark Carney and the Liberals have all the power. So people here in Toronto, you actually have the power to change that. You can send New Democrats to Ottawa to stand up and fight for you, to stand up and defend you. So if you believe, like Claire was mentioning, if you believe that we should bring down the price of food by bringing in a price cap on food essentials, then vote NDP. If you believe that we should take on corporate landlords and ban them from buying up affordable homes, vote NDP. If you believe in defending our universal public health care, then vote NDP. Everything that we have in this country, the Canadians are proud of. If you ask a Canadian what they're proud of, they say our universal health care. They say their pensions. They say they're proud of our old age security. They're proud that in Canada, we take care of one another. All those things happen because people voted for New Democrats and sent us to Ottawa. People voted for Tommy Douglas. They voted for Tommy Douglas, sent him to Ottawa, and we brought in universal health care. People voted for New Democrats. We brought in pensions and old age security and all these great things for people. And because Canadians put their trust in us, they voted for New Democrats. They sent 25 of us to Ottawa, and we brought in dental care for millions of Canadians. We brought in pharmacare for millions of Canadians, starting with diabetes and free birth control. And what this means, this has real impacts. I think about the people that we benefited. I think about this kid that I met, 10-year-old kid. When I first became leader, I met him at Center Block when it was still open. He was there with his dad, and he said to me, he's like, I'm dealing with this incurable disease. I got type 1 diabetes. I got to do these injections. I got to take blood work, all this stuff. And I know if I don't do it right, I might die. I'm like, this 10-year-old kid is so casually talking about an incurable disease and then he might die. I'm like, how does that feel? He's like, oh, I'm not worried about that. But I am worried about one thing. And I asked him, what is that? He's like, I'm worried about how much my medication costs my mom and dad. I'm worried about being a burden. This young kid with an incurable disease was worried about being a burden. And I told him, I'm going to fight for you to make sure you don't feel like a burden anymore. Now, it's hard to, you're going to fight for someone. It's hard to actually deliver. But I can say New Democrats made a promise, and we delivered on that promise. So you can trust us when we say, when we have power, we use it for people. When we have power, we fight to defend the things that you care about. So if you want to defend our public universal health care, if you want to bring down the cost of living, if you want someone that's going to be on your side, not on the side of billionaires and millionaires and rich CEOs, if you want someone that's on the people's side, then vote for New Democrats. Send us to Ottawa. Send Clare Hacksel to Ottawa to fight for you. And we will defend what matters. We're drawing a line. We're going to defend what matters to Canadians. And the only way that happens is if there's enough New Democrats in Ottawa to make that possible. So people have rejected the Liberals, or rejected, I hope they reject the Liberals more. They've rejected the Conservatives. And it looks like, Mark Carney might be the one that's Prime Minister, but don't let him have all the power. Make sure you send New Democrats to fight for the things that you care about. Send Clare Hacksel, send Norm Di Pasquale, send New Democrats to Ottawa to defend what matters to you. Thank you so much, everybody. Love you all. You're amazing. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. NDP, NDP. Yeah! NDP, NDP. Make some noise!
All the best. Good luck. I'm glad I met you.